the Spooky Harbor conspiracy theory, the Spooky Pearl Harbor conspiracy theory. So there's a lot of stuff that goes around about Pearl Harbor. It was a big conspiracy, blah blah blah. What I saw from the intel school is it was a piece of paper that got put in a basket and everybody ignored it because they wanted to go golfing, which gave the Japs the ability to make. Can I say that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Phrasing.
Yeah. Seems legit.
With 75 years, right. I'm speaking in context of 1941 here.
Okay.
With 75 years having passed by since the attack on Pearl Harbor, U.S. entry into World War II, most of the aspects of that day have been pretty thoroughly explored. The military strategy, blah, 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 the personal tragedies, the moments of heroism, and yet mysteries do remain. On November 22nd of 1941, a strange advertisement appeared in the New Yorker magazine. It pictured a group of people sheltering from an air raid playing dice under the headline Achtung Warning Alert, which is obviously German.
Mm-hmm.
The copy read, "We hope you'll never have to spend a long winter's night in an air raid shelter. We were just thinking it's only common sense to be prepared." So this is weird. Why not sit down with a plan? Telling people to prepare for an air raid. This just sounds like propaganda.
Well, hang on about the whole Pearl Harbor thing. All right. I've watched all of the History Channel stuff on Pearl Harbor. I've read a couple books in regards to the craziness that took place leading up to Pearl Harbor. And it seems pretty much believable up until the point where you get to the fact all of the aircraft carriers conveniently were not there. Conveniently. Now, you can say whatever you want. I got it. But my thing is this. The reason we're talking about Pearl Harbor here is this, in my opinion, is the beginning of the unseen hand craziness that's been taking place in the background. And it's only getting worse. That's why we're bringing up Pearl Harbor here.
Yep. Yeah, I would say things really started to kind of kick off back in 1913. Jekyll Island. If you guys aren't familiar with that, look that up, guys, in the chat. And I'm somewhat of a history buff. I don't know all of history, but I've kind of noticed some things will happen during this one year and there'll be a lull, and then certain things escalate. There's going to be a lull and it escalates. And right now I think we are in the escalation point.
Correct.
And it's not going to be fun.
This is not going to be a joyride.
I would agree. Like as we said at the beginning of the show, oh shit, excuse me. Pop and I both, our spider senses are tingling. It's not a good thing at all. Something is wrong. Something is very, very, very wrong.
Like it was like 2 or 3 weeks before 9/11. I'm literally carrying the trash to the curb. I'm walking back to the house and I just got that feeling like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Something. I've been having that for the past 2 years.
Yeah, I've been having that for the past couple of weeks. 9/11, I didn't have any weirdness like that myself, but I know guys who did. Yep. I absolutely know guys that did. And if you ask around, I'll bet just about everybody knows somebody who was like before that happened, or like something's wrong. Something's wrong, man.
Yeah, it's literally. I had a chill go right up my spine.
And when 9/11 happened, just to show my youngster age and whatnot, I was in 5th grade, and the principal came over the intercom and said, "Turn on the news. Something has happened." As soon as my teacher turned on the TV and flipped it to the news, the second quote unquote plane explosion, whatever the fuck you want to claim happened, that's what I saw as soon as the TV turned on. And I'm like 10 years old. I don't know what in the hell is going on here. I'm 11 years old. What's going on? And yeah, that's one day that is going to be burned into my memory until the day I die.
Yeah, so a lot of people are going to remember that. Well, what were you talking about, Steve? Did we cut you off?
No, you didn't cut me off. I'm still looking at this article. I've never heard this one before. It turns out that the dice that the people were playing in the shelter in the ad in the New Yorker, the dice were turned up with the numbers 12 and 7. Dice don't have those numbers unless you're playing with 12-siders in D&D, which was not a thing at the time. Later during the war, Navy transport pilot Joseph Bell was flying a South Pacific route when one of his passengers told him that many in the intelligence considered this ad a secret warning of some kind. He'd been assigned to investigate. I never saw anything about that. That's interesting. I saw other stuff, but not that. Definitely strange. Probably not a warning about Pearl Harbor. The numbers on the dice could represent many things. Basically, what we're getting at here is everybody is pretty certain at this point in time that Pearl Harbor was, in fact, not staged, but allowed to happen.
Yep.
They knew it was coming. All they had to do was not say anything, which
Correct.
is the best form of plausible deniability. That is how governments do things like this. There's this notion generated by Hollywood that the NSA has field strike teams and the CIA are all James Bond superhero muscle guys who can do all of these things. That's crap. That's absolute crap.
Well, first of all,
yeah.
The CIA, they do have a fighting force, but most of the time they contract that shit out.
Blackwater.
Yeah. I knew lots of guys who worked for Triple Canopy, Blackwater, and a couple other ones back in the day.
Yeah, Triple Canopy was the other one. Governments won't do things like this for one big reason. If the population finds out that they did this, they'll hang them.
That's right.
Freaking Il Duce, Ceausescu, all of the tyrants that got caught doing stuff like this ended up dead.
Yep.
So the governments don't do that anymore. They've learned. Have somebody else do it.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.